What is going on, guys? We are back with Week 7 in our Nighthawks Relocation Fantasy Draft franchise. It's a huge week, as you can see. We're taking on another rival, but also a breakout dev chance here for, honestly, who knows? You know, we've had a lot of guys that have actually kind of stepped up, despite our latest loss to the Cowboys, who are a very good team. We had our opportunities, kind of blew them a little bit. We were stuck kind of being one-dimensional, as the Cowboys do have a good front. Their pass rush was killing us almost immediately, which was the main issue that we could not overcome. And of course, the interior, they just locked us down on the ground game. We maybe had like 30 yards total with both of our running backs. Gamble probably finished the game with more yards than both of them, and he didn't even really run that much. Woodley obviously had a really good game. Could even be his breakout, as I think he had like 150 yards, of course. Let's take a look real quick, see who the players of the week were. I don't think it'll be us, as, yeah, you can see. Tight end's not easy to win it with, as you have quarterbacks winning every single time. Obviously, Washington, who is now 3-3, they're kind of turning around their losing streak, have a very good team. Obviously, led by Mr. Patrick Mahomes. Let's take a look at our team first, though. Maybe you're new to the series, and you're like, what's going on? What's the story? What's the sitch here? The situation is that we're a team that is on the come-up, but still, consistent. Ooh, are we gonna be able to know the devs of players here? Because Woodley's star, I don't know if that's a new thing. I don't remember that. I think this is new, but obviously on the come up, and maybe the subscriber count and the like count can get on the come up. If you decide to subscribe, maybe leave a like. I don't know. I guess it's pretty early to be enjoying the video, but of course, if you're not new, appreciate your continued support a ton, especially during this quote-unquote off-season of Madden. There's no such thing as off-season of football. It's always football, brother. Of course, take a look at the defense. You can see that Booker is not shown. Was there anyone else that we're missing for, like, devs? Is it just Booker, the tight end, and the lineman? I suppose. Let's take a look at Newhouse's, thing. 363 snaps, with Long at 465. Of course, Newhouse has been injured a lot, so it doesn't surprise me. And Booker maybe gets it after this game. Perhaps he'd have to play a lot of snaps, but of course, this is what the team looks like regardless. Maddox not playing great, not playing terribly. He does have a lot of double teams, and he is more of a block shedder than an actual pure power rusher, but who knows? Maybe the breakout is for him. I'm not sure, but let's take a look at that breakout real quick. It's probably the tight end, and it is. You can see, talking about the blocker thing. It's, unless you're Alan Lazard, it's pretty much a tight end thing for blocking, but 150 yards receiving or rushing, and 3+ touchdowns, or 3+ touchdowns, I should say. It's one or the other. A lot to ask for, especially for a tight end to get both. But let's take a look at their team. Obviously, they are a division rival, but it's not easy to keep track of who's, on what team, and maybe they added some new names since the last time we played them. Of course, Mahomes, not really much introduction needed there. He's just great. Kareem Hunt, a very tough guy to stop, obviously. Wide receivers, you have Calvin Ridley, Rondale Moore, Diami Brown. You got some rookie who's fast. I mean, it's a really good-looking team. Obviously, Gesicki's your super possession guy. He's huge. Left tackle's insane. Left guard's kind of iffy. Center's pretty iffy. Right guard's decent. Right tackle's pretty bad. But you got a couple of good players, especially those receiving threats. D Ford is better than, advertised most of the time. Boya Mafe, obviously looking pretty decent with 85 finesse and 78 block shed, super athletic. Of course, Quentin Williams and Devontae Wyatt looking pretty good as a duo. Looking at linebackers, Terrell Lewis, not super great. Queen is pretty good, though. Charles Harris, not super great either. Gilmore still has enough left in the tank. And then the rest of the corners, not looking super great. Taylor Rapp, super slow. And then Jaquan Brisker, looking like a slow developing guy so far, but they obviously, you can see where their overall comes from, is they do have a lot of talent, maybe more so in their skill positions than anything else, but that's kind of, that's kind of how you score points. All right, so looking at the chart, I don't think there's really a win at all to be had, so I suppose medium? I don't know. We have the athleticism to hopefully just go downfield decently enough, but I don't know if there's really a win at all for us there. Of course, looking at their numbers, they're actually not the greatest team in the world on defense. And I think throwing at medium is going to be our hot zone. As you can see, their passer rating allowed is actually... how does this chart work, by the way? Like, for the defense, is this like... it says recommended is medium, but if that passer rating is 68.1, they're by far the best at defending medium, right? I'm going to trust that chart and I'm just going to assume I'm reading it right, all right? So we're going to go with throw it short. I know it's only training. Oh, I can't even get this. It's 40 points, but I was about to say, I know it's only training, but getting that quarterback, experience upgrade unlocked would be pretty sick. Not going to happen here, though. Of course, we have some upgrades, and then we're going to hop right in as Wills, who is actually, he's good. He's a decent anchor, but he has made more mistakes than a guy of his talent should, be making. Obviously, we ended up getting him for a pretty decent deal. Obviously, it was a first-round pick that was very high, so it worked out for them as well. But, it's hard to tell if we're getting really the value out of him that we were expecting. Of course, a couple of upgrades for some decent role players, and Osai with a +2 to power move, which is nice. Want to see that more for our actual starters, but fair enough. So this one in Washington, of course, is going to be a noon game, as the second game where we're actually at home is going to be the primetime game. Right after that, we're going to be going against, is it before or after the Steelers, I think? No, the Jets and primetime as well. So back-to-back primetime games coming up shortly. So we're getting a lot more games in that slot than we're normally used to, as I like what Mahomes has done with his hair. It's looking real graphic-y, very, Matrix-like. I don't even know what that means, but I said it. Of course, don't know if they're expecting some rain or if it's just cold, but kind of seeing more jackets than I would expect here. But, I guess we're getting into the later part of the year, I suppose. But Mahomes, the guy that you absolutely have to worry about, a guy that we've actually had okay successes on here and there, maybe looking to throw us just a free one. If you don't want to try that hard, Mahomes, that's cool. Of course, maybe put your helmet on at some point, but I guess not at this point. But yeah, obviously the quarterback gamble. He threw a pick last week. He had a lot of incomplete passes, but he also made some really good throws. Still having an okay season for a rookie in his situation, obviously, playing with this team, specifically this offensive line. But yeah, let's hop right into this. Try to turn that loss or losing streak into a winning streak right again if we can, as losing that divisional game is kind of hurting us, and it's going to be really bad if we lose 2 in a row here. As Washington, of course, is a very good team, better on paper than their record suggests. But here we are, kicking the ball off first for the second or third straight week. And they're going to be kneeling this down. Let's actually take a look at how Mr. Patrick Mahomes is actually playing this season, which just so happens to be very, very well. Of course, completion percentage is a little iffy as, himself, but the yards are great. The touchdown to pick ratio is amazing, and obviously it also helps that he has a guy like Kareem Hunt in the backfield with him, so definitely not looking forward to this matchup, but you gotta play the opponents that are on your schedule, and fortunately, in this division, this is on our schedule twice a season. First freaking play, 11 yards for Kareem Hunt. Of course, a good pop by Tyson Anderson, who seems to be getting better at tackling each week. I can't confirm, but by my naked eyes suggestions, I think he is, as it's gonna be picked by the rookie Booker on the second throw. No, the first throw, actually, of the game, because the first play was to Kareem Hunt. Booker is a god, and I'm surprised he didn't get penalized for that. He's well in his right to do that, in my opinion, but, I'm just saying, of course, gamble. Not a bad season. Obviously, a little bit more interceptions than we like. Some not his fault, some absolutely his fault. Also, at the same time, some that should have probably been picked, so we're just going to be happy that it's only 8. I don't even know what his pick totals are, but yeah, I was about to say 5 or 6 would have been my guess, and he does have that amount. Of course, we're going to go with the read option. Not a great block from the fullback, but he does a good job because the tight end bails him out, getting us a gain of 8 to start. Of course, changing the playbook up a little bit to maybe utilize Gamble's running a little more than we're used to. And we're going to go with the fullback really quickly. Ben Mason, not an easy catch. Obviously, no real risk of somebody grabbing him because it's going to be a low throw and low catch, but overall works out perfectly. From the 21-yard line, 1st and 10, could maybe even look to run it. And we're going to actually go to Cole Turner here, who is wide open. Great turnaround by the linebacker, but still going to be a gain of about 6 or 7. All right, this is a little bit of a risk. It's a play action, but the read is a quick look to Woodley. It's not going to be. We're going to go underneath to the power back. Gibbs, who buries a man, getting the first down. Of course, now at the 9-yard line. Not my favorite place to be, but it is what it is. Of course, probably looking to not run a read option here. It's a little bit of a tough play. That's going to be a really tough throw, but it's on the money, and Sky Moore gets involved early as that man has definitely been a little more quiet than the majority of receivers on this team, and my man can teleport. Of course, second drive after they threw an interception leading to a short field and a touchdown. Holmes and company out there with a heavy formation, and my dude here has got to relax. Of course, in the sense that we want to win the game, do not relax. Obviously, Calvin Ridley has not done so himself, as he's having himself a really good year, on par for a very special season, maybe even leading the league in receiving yards at this point, as Stearns kind of hesitates, and there's nobody there. Might have actually been Stearns' job. Really aggressive tackle. Once again, Booker, an aggressive man. I love it. Once again, it's played out perfectly for him. I really haven't seen him miss too many plays that he's, kind of expected to hit. So keep being you. Don't change for anyone. Enjoy your summer. And Scott, that was a very tricky play for the corners to cover. I'm surprised Scott was actually in position like that. Of course, 2nd and inches here. I think it's a win-win to blitz. Is maybe not a win-win, but either way we're blitzing, as Burns is actually going to stop him short. They're going to give him a first down. Of course, if we're in a more dire situation, I'm challenging that, but we're not, so I won't. The 24-yard line, heavy run defense, and a heavy run potential as they do run it. They don't get anything, though. They only gain 2, as we also were missing Jordan Davis for pretty much the entirety of last game. Was it actually the whole game? I can't remember. Could play a huge factor in our success against the Cowboys, obviously, and underneath, nobody on him. We kind of left someone wide open with Tyndall because we pretty much had to come in there to help, and the two guys that are just sitting there need to move. You got to get up there and make a play. Of course, Tyson Anderson. It's the problem with him, but there's a strip on the play, and Stearns is going to recover. Who was the one that got it? I was about to say that, Tyson Anderson, he really reminds me of Jonathan Abram. Super strong. And of course, they're not going to show the actual strip itself. Super strong, really good hit, hit power. And that was Burns that made the play. But maybe too reckless. Got to slow down sometimes and actually aim it up a little bit. So far, the story early. Turnovers from Washington. Can we capitalize on another one? And we're going to go right over the middle to Sky Moore, as they are not even going to come close to defending that. Was obviously looking for Woodley because he had the most potential pre-snap. Didn't end up that way, and we ended up finding Mr. Sky Moore for a gain of 20. Gibbs in the backfield, of course, they're still looking to try and stop the run. Maybe look over to Sky Moore. Not really liking that. Nobody over on Ferguson, gaining about 9 yards. That was kind of set up to be a really short out. And I'm glad that we decided not to throw it that way and end up getting 9. Of course, a little in motion from Turner. Super heavy formation here. But also a little bit of misdirection. You can't really exactly tell who's going to have the ball. And that's exactly what happens as Hawkins picking up the blocks. Perfect ball carrier vision. Is going to score from 56 out. What a start for him. Beautiful movement. Weaving in, weaving out. Getting some blocks from the youngsters, the fullbacks, the tight ends, all those guys. Beautiful run. We've taken out last week's frustrations a little bit on the next division rival. It's a little too late to take it out on the Cowboys, as Burns is going to get a quick rush. Of course, they're going to find a quick little play to Rondale, who gets absolutely, pushed back super far by Woolen. Of course, not an actual tackle. He's kind of chilled, but jeez, if I'm Rondale, I'm a little scared. It's a bit of a size difference. Obviously, Kareem Hunt, who did fumble last drive, is still finding a lot of success with the wide open lanes. It's Washington, man. Too many turnovers. Of course, we're way in the zone, so we know exactly what route that tight end's going to be running, as Tyndall is going to not be able to get out there. He gets blocked up by his own guy. Kareem Hunt trucking players over. Slipping past guys, turning that into a massive gain. Maybe try to get a little more aggressive. Once again, they're kind of taking the ball out of Mahomes' hands a little bit, which Sure, he did have a boneheaded decision, you know, with that interception. Come on, fellas, there you go. The last drive was a great one, just derailed by the running back, who is ironically the guy that they're actually kind of workhorsing here a bit. But yeah, come on, D-line. A little bit better than what we were starting with, as we have 3 superstars here. Of course, Jordan Davis kind of getting manhandled, but also at the same time containing that edge is he's pretty much forced to go inside, and that's 2 guys he's, you know, bringing with him. So we should have had the numbers, and we just didn't. But 3rd and 4, chance to get off the field, going to step up, and that's going to be picked off by Tyson Anderson. Anderson picks up the block, and he's gone. What is Mahomes doing? We have literally played backup level talent that has played better than Mahomes is playing right now. I do not know what's going on. Maybe last second he saw the underneath bait and just decided to take the shot over. Is, you know, is probably going to be intercepted if he throws it underneath, plays a little more shallow. I mean, that's crazy. All right, 2nd and 3 after a nice little 7-yard gain, but I'm not trying to say the game's over yet because this is a super talented team, but, like, I mean, the mistakes just keep piling up. Just when they think they have a drive going, it's just stuff like that. If obviously it was a 3rd down play, so they don't get that. They're not getting a touchdown regardless, but still, as Brian Burns gets the push last second. Speaking of pushing, you know, 81 kind of looked like he got away with a push himself, getting open last second, but regardless, it's going to be a 1st down, no call and all that. Of course, over the middle, it's not an easy play to read, but also is he even the hot route? I mean, maybe he's a hot guy, I don't know. And Mahomes, dude, I get it. You really feel like you have that talent where no matter where you're throwing, you feel like you can get it in there, but so far that just hasn't been facts, so not really sure what he's seen on that, but obviously he gains 8, so maybe a little lucky, but it worked, as Kareem Hunt's going to find a lot of room here to bounce it for 10. Schematically, they look like they're succeeding, right? Like they look like they've got a game plan and it's working, but once again, the turnovers, the mistakes. As you can see, they're moving very well, about 20 yards on that play almost. The 2 incompletions that Mahomes has are both interceptions. It's just we're taking advantage wholeheartedly of the very small mistakes that are coming our way, which is, I mean, how you beat a Mahomes. Of course, we bring the blitz and really just catches us in the dust. I mean, we're kind of waiting for him to make a move. He just runs past us. We're going to bring the blitz with the press man, so we're hoping to get a little bit more time to actually get to the quarterback or the running back, depending on what they do. And the drag by the tight end, and we're going to see the backup tight end, Gentry, who's had a couple of plays himself this drive. Maybe extended the drive on 3rd down with a little bit of a push-off, but there just completely outruns our our linebacker, just gets turned around. I mean, you can see here he's just not even close to him, and it's going to be a touchdown like right out the gate. I mean, we're celebrating a bit, but we're still humble. I mean, we still respect the other side. We know what they're capable of doing, and that drive just shows it. But we're just hoping to, you know, be able to continue to be consistent, be steady, and hopefully put up some more points, as we are going to likely audible this into a play-action play, as they are ready for this. And there is nobody on the tight end. Woodley is naked, trucks him over, but unfortunately it carries him out of bounds. 7 for 7, 80 yards and a touchdown. I mean, our defense has been better because they've forced some turnovers and whatnot, but both pass coverages not looking too hot tonight, as they're actually going to be all over this. But Gamble is a little too fast, and he's going to turn that into 13. My man, not an easy guy to keep it contained on. Most teams don't even have to deal with it, but we're trying to tap into that a little bit more this week, as that's going to be a decent throw, and Woodley's going to show off that speed again, slipping through all the way to the 9. My man's, I mean, a little bit of a slow start, but those last 2 plays probably equaling about 50 yards or so. As far as what we're going to do here, might be looking for Sky Moore on the corner. Might also be like the first incompletion. It's going to be Woodley over the middle, getting down to the 2-yard line. Nice little completion there, as we're going to be 2 yards away from a touchdown. Got the power option on the wrong side. I think we're going to audible this. Probably get a quick throw into that. Is this, wait, what is this? Stretch. Oh, so we'd have to make the decision early. I mean, that looked like a predetermined every day of the week, and Ferguson's going to be that guy. Of course, I get it. It's a pretty early, easy read to run, you know, to read run, but You can never bring the whole house. I thought maybe one of those guys off the edge was going to bait us, so I was a little hesitant. But you can never, when there's 2 receivers out, you can't commit. I mean, we're the ones up 21, and I feel like we're the ones being disrespected. I mean, you have this kind of defense against us. Like, what do you not expect us to be able to make a read? As Scott, I mean, all over that. It's not the worst percentage look in the world. It was safer than it seems, obviously. I feel like that's... Anytime someone says that, it's always a disaster. And we knew that was an option route. Got to get up there, Booker, who misses a tackle on Rondale, of course. Not a guy that's necessarily known for hit-sticking people, but known for being a good tackler. He misses the tackle, like a pure contact tackle against a small player. We're going to see the blitz, and oh my, that is Kareem Hunt taking one for the team. Really not taking one for the team. He took one to our team. Man, that's a big man going against a big man. As we're going to see a blitz, going to pick up Kareem Hunt pretty well. A little bit of an underthrow, and of course, Calvin really doing a pretty good job after the catch in this game. Kind of beating Woolen for not a 7-yard gain, but really more of like an 11-yard gain. Should have been a huge loss, and instead it's not, and their drive is going to be looking like it's in pretty good shape. Of course, they're going to run it and get the first down again. They're actually going to say they're short, which, I mean, I don't know if they're overthinking this, but maybe they're overthinking it. Of course, this is a RPO, it seems, and they found the right option. I don't know if Mike Gesicki's injured or if they are just running 2 tight end set and not throwing to him, I guess. But it's another completed play that is going to extend the drive. 1st and 10. Man coverage. We're beat a little. And Tyndall in man coverage against Gesicki. Once again, Tyndall is much faster, but Gesicki's a great route runner. All over that. I mean, I thought it was a corner going against a wide receiver. The speed to turn around there, but that's why you get a guy like Gesicki. Even when you're not open, he's got that size, he's got the strong hands, able to, bring that one in. And once again, another first down, unfortunately. Tyndall doing a good job in coverage as somebody else completely misses the mark. I think we're going to have to look at that again. Cover 6. We should have a deep safety there. I think this one's just going to go completely on... Well, both of the guys, really. There's supposed to be multiple blues. Booker's supposed to step back, and Stearns is absolutely supposed to step back. He's supposed to be a little more in the middle of the field, so I think he would have missed it regardless. I think that's on Booker, but also you could see that, underneath, Scott doesn't really shade over to Booker's side, so maybe he felt like he had to go in. It's just either way, an absolutely blown play. Huge, high scoring. I should have let this one go. High scoring first half as Wangwu is going to get it to the 21. Thankfully, he gets it even up to that because, they punted that perfectly or kicked it perfectly. Kicked it right away from the blocking, and not a bad start. As we're going to be looking around with Gamble again. There's things that they do we feel like we can't stop, and so far Gamble running kind of feels like something they can't stop. So, it is what it is. Maybe a deep look to... Oh, man. No! Good job, Sky Moore, you freaking lovely individual. It was really ambitious, but thought there was a shot to throw that to the right and kind of lead Sky Moore into that zone, but that was just... That was a lot to ask for, is what that was. Of course, you got that RPO look. Might even look to Tutu, and we will, as he is pretty damn open. He's going to gain about 5. Gets out of bounds as well, setting up a manageable 3rd and 5. I really thought we just, I wouldn't say threw the game, but threw them right back into this. Of course, a punt here isn't the worst thing, but an interception at the 50-yard line, that's pretty bad. Of course, looking for anything open, if we can find it. And Sky Moore is open. Oh, it's not Sky Moore, it's Ferguson. Great catch there on the play. I was wondering why I didn't see them calling a timeout, and it's pretty obvious why. That's a great backspin punt to the 6. We had an injury, so I was wondering, why aren't they calling a timeout? And yeah, great injury timeout. It actually costed us last game on a chance to maybe make a play with 20 or 30 seconds left. And of course, I think they're just showing the secondary in general as the secondary, besides that pretty bad play from Stearns, has actually done all right. Jordan Davis And that is an interesting call. I wonder what this is going to be. Maybe a hold on the defense? It's holding, but it's on the offense. It is a holding call from their worst lineman, the left guard. Gotta say, Maddox, man, I'm thinking he's just getting a tough start here. Because, I mean, this man has caused problems for teams. And we're going to leave that guy wide open on the left, but a really good pickup by Scott. And they're going to call time. That makes it easier on us because it doesn't look as bad if they convert here as I was debating on calling a timeout. We still kind of have the momentum, and I want to keep that going in the second half as they do have that was interesting. I get Kareem Hunt has broken some pretty big runs for him, but calling a timeout to run the ball is interesting. But yeah, they do have the ball at half, so down 14, their ball at half isn't the worst scenario. And here, Turner's pretty open, and he's going to catch that in stride. Goes out of bounds to the 49. Once again, Gamble having a very, very good start to this game. We're going to actually block Turner this time. He was obviously very good on the last drive, the last play anyways. And we're going to have to just kind of quick throw this to Hawkins. And Hawkins, nice little spin. Only gains 2 yards, but saves the timeout. Really was trying to just get out of bounds, but knew we weren't going to get there. Trying to make a little play happen, and it actually kind of worked out. Move to the sideline, please, Atwell. And he's just not going to. Oh, my. Goes out of bounds. Maybe we can throw one quick dart on the inside instead. I think it's going to come down to a 62-yard field goal for Mr. Justin Tucker. Obviously, he has the little bit of wind in his favor. Kick is up, and I think it's going to be good. A little bit of, wavering, but my man's is just that guy. He's just so good. With that being said, obviously, it's the second half, and I actually thought... no, we did kick it, actually. Never mind. We get the ball at half. So, yeah, we're in a really good spot. Forget me. Forget what I said. As Sky Moore is going to get himself a chance and really kind of does it on his own. I don't know what kind of hold we would have had unless it was an initial hold and just threw the flag late. What position was it? The tight end? I didn't even feel like he got involved. Unless he was one of the edge guys. We just didn't see it. I don't know, but... not really what I was looking for on that play. I don't really like that other play that we just had. Let's go with the play action. And I'm going to go to the tight end. He's not super open. Holds on to the 31. Woodley kind of coming up with some big plays. Great way to get out of that really bad holding call that's going to, would have really derailed us. Basically just turn it into the same play that happened without the flag as Mr. Hawkins getting in about 2. Waited really long for Paul. That was actually his second run of the game. And read option. And we're going to trick him as Gamble is going to have himself another big play. Gamble going for the spin move. Gamble going for the juke move. Turning it into another gain of about 20-something. Up to 61 yards now. Maybe a little limpy there. A little worrisome. But going to be going with a play action kind of-ish. It is, but it's not. You know what I mean? As we're going to be kind of... no way. We're feeling it out here. Of course, it's kind of a safe throw as, Sky Moore is wide open. So as long as it's not super far thrown to the left, it's safe. On the run, kind of fading away, throws a perfect ball to the sideline. And, it's just insane. 3-yard gain for Hawkins. Obviously, that huge score. We kind of knew it was a little fluky, let's be honest. But, we're not going to tell anyone about it. 2nd and 7. Looking for another play action. Oh, I thought he was going to go for it. Predetermined a little bit as Woodley came out of that break just perfectly. And he stopped right as he was about to beat. That feels like a wasted opportunity, ain't gonna lie. And there goes Ferguson coming back to the ball. Nice slip off as well. Gilmore kind of getting lost there. I'm not sure what happened there, but another completion and... we're having ourselves a game, like I said. We look almost unstoppable. First down run, they are absolutely bringing the heat as they brought, the whole team to stop that. We only gained 1. Of course, a touchdown on this drive would probably mean game over. But also at the same time, a pick 6 means anyone's game. So you got to be careful as we're going to get a decent block all the way to the 1. Nice little reach attempt by Hawkins. Putting us exactly at the 1. From the 1 triple option. It's a hell of a call, but let's go for it. Let's see what happens. And they're going to miss it with Gamble. Touchdown. They never had a chance. We're just killing them. We're just absolutely outplaying them. We're outcoaching them. Everything's going our way. But that is the thing. You know, we're feeling like we're having this crazy game, which we are. We're having an amazing game. Probably the best game we've played all season. But you take away that interception. You know, the multiple interceptions, actually, and the fumble, and they're probably the ones leading. I'm not going to go and say there's a chance for them to win this specific game, but as far as, like, you know, oh, we're just killing them. Yeah, kind of. But at the same time, those mistakes they made could have easily been us. And you're kind of looking at the early start of this season. They kind of were us. So just keeping that in mind for, quote-unquote, humbling ourselves for the future. 3rd and 3. And I just get bumped hard there. I mean, we were all over it. I don't even know who bumped us, but we were literally ready for that route. Because, I mean, after this drive, no matter what happens to them, I think we're definitely going to be looking to slow it down a little bit more, a.k.a. speed it up, if you will. Try to waste some of that clock, and kind of caught in two minds there as he had Ridley, also had Rondale, and it's kind of overthrew Rondale, who probably should just went to Ridley, straight up. No moving target. The guy's just sitting there. 2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line. Stepping up, and there's the tight end. Tyson Anderson missing a tackle, but getting some help from Tyndall and Stearns. Bringing a cheeky little blitz. See what comes of it. And, oh, wow, he's just going to run. He's just going to run. We're going to miss. And good tackle by Tyson, coming all the way from his strong safety position to the 5. Sure, everyone's all lined up. Man coverage. Try to contain the outside. We get absolutely smoked by one of the linemen, but of course, that's absolutely all right if, you know, we're all the way in the backfield and the lineman's not ready. As we have, no, that's actually fine. Spin move locked up, and yeah, that's just wide open. I was about to say we have linebackers on wide receivers, but that wasn't the case. Of course, Calvin Ridley been really silent, but deadly in this game. Just like my farts after a burrito. Of course, no one's on the tight end there. We pick it up. No, not unfortunately, as Browning comes in with a huge knockout, keeping the game to a 3-possession. Obviously, still so much time it hurts, but you know they really needed those 2-point conversions. Obviously, maybe not the smartest move to return the ball, but like with that slip-off, you've seen Nwangwu has put up some close calls today. Inside zone from the left to the right, kind of the weak side, if you will. Hawkins coming in for that run. And, wow, really good job by 97. Yatura Gross-Matos off the other side. Obviously, you knew it wasn't going to be sustainable, but obviously Hawkins' numbers have severely declined since that run. Maybe look to Hawkins. As, oh, they're going to get a free rush, and we're going to lose 14 on the sack. Yeah, I mean, I thought there was a chance that we're going to have that wide open look over the middle to the running back, and it wasn't wide open. But the way they played it, I thought it was going to be. But nope, didn't happen. Perfect blitz, still perfect coverage. Going to go with the screen pass. They're not ready for it, but either are our blockers. Nice spin by Hawkins. Looking pretty good there. One man to beat. Of course, it's going to lead to a punt. Nice little play, though. Got the fans going, got me going. Once again, Browning with that knockout. Massive, as they may run out of time, but without it, maybe, you know, they have time still. Maybe you never know. Of course, pretty good defense, and he's going to throw it underneath because Tyson Anderson, who misses the tackle, is going to just leave his man as Gesicki is going to play another huge part on yet another first down. We just need to stick to our guys instead of fading out when the guys behind them are covered. You know, just cover your man. Don't worry about it. We've got you. Not the deep blue. Don't worry about it. As Burns is going to get a sack, coverage sack there. Finally, someone gets in. We've had a lot of really good coverage plays that have taken a long time to develop for them, and they still succeed. Of course, amazing left tackle, which I would assume is why Drake has struggled. Well, and he gets a pretty good push there, which may have scared Mahomes into that quick throw, which led Kareem out of bounds. 3rd and 9. Obviously, they need 3 possessions anyway, so if you're them, maybe you actually do see this as a field goal situation, which I probably would, which if that's the case, maybe set it up a little bit shorter as we miss hard, and an amazing play by Stearns as their go-to man on those situations has kind of been Calvin Ridley. And this kick from number 19 is going to be a massive one, as if he misses it, the game's virtually over. And the wind, which has been really rough side to side, is going to carry his kick far past the right upright and no good. Of course, Tucker is another breed, so it's a little different, to expect him to, go crazy. As speaking of going crazy, I mean, that's just insane. We made the right read, and D Ford is all over it anyways. Once again, with the way they're, they took too long to get going, I mean, we could pretty much just kneel it out if we absolutely wanted to. So we're just going to run it, maybe try to break one free if we're lucky, and, just coast. Could be a quick look over to Mr. Skymore if we see fit. And we don't, as we're going to run it to Hawkins, who once again on a long third down gives us so much hope, but just doesn't quite have enough help. 7:27 in the fourth. They need a miracle. They need a very quick scoring drive here, and probably a mistake or two from us. And that's not a bad start, as Josiah Scott's going to get torched by Gesicki for 22. Where's Mahomes pat-statting? I mean, I guess it is pat-statting because it's Pat Mahomes. Hello. Stat padding, technically, kind of, sort of. And running back's open, and so is that kind of deep comeback / out route. Calvin really just having his way with everyone today, but specifically Booker, who once again did have an interception. So, I mean, tomato, screen pass, and not going to get out there. It's going to be another screen, this time not there, but guess who? Jordan Davis, a guy who has been very silent today, but nonetheless playing his part. 3rd and 10 from the 39-yard line. The field goal is still in play here, as it doesn't need to be, as Kareem Hunt is going to score from the 39 yards away. Completely blown coverage. Obviously, don't blame it on Tyson Anderson. He's covering his guy to the far right and his far left, and there's just nobody on him. Of course, letting it slip away a little bit. There's still so much time. We're not doing anything too crazy, but are we playing maybe too conservatively is the question, as Langway is going to get a chance to return it, gets it to about the 23-24. Of course, Tutu Atwell on the kind of sweep play. Once again, another play that kind of sets you up to go backwards if you don't get the blocks. And that's what's going to happen. He's going to stay in bounds, gains about 4. Nice little kind of like slide forward, if you will. Had the read option, going to change it to slants. And Ferguson just burning Gilmore off the line, gains about 11. Once again, a super accurate game. Do not know what the hell this is. I'm just going to be honest with you. And yeah, I think we were supposed to keep that with Gamble. Took no gamble. Handed it off. 2nd and 13. Kind of setting ourselves up for a bit of a bad finish of the drive, but that's what I was hoping to see, is maybe some blocks for Gibbs, who got his first carry of the game, gaining 9 yards. I really thought he had more than that. I felt like he came in a lot. Maybe this was the blocker or just never actually got the ball. I don't know, but Ferguson, who's actually been kind of cooking up Gilmore, got an out route potentially. And Gilmore does a pretty good job there. And we're going to go to the tight end. That's a pretty tough throw and catch, and he's not going to get it there. Maybe should have looked for something a little bit shorter over the middle, but that's going to stop the clock and give them possession. Again, there's no way we're going to choke this. It's such a huge lead. This is a pretty good punt. Down to the 3. There you go. And even though you're down to the 3, I think, you rather make them work. A safety would be great to just end the game, but a touchdown from 3 yards, away from their own end zone would be even worse. Of course, Kareem going to gain about 6 as we're stopping the run, but we're also playing that cover 4 look, making sure nothing gets over top. Also, I'm not sure why we're pressing. I literally have us playing over top. Let's relax. 2nd and 4 from the 9. They are being pretty chill with it. The tight end's pretty open. Decided to chase something else, and that's why, as Carmichael's all over them, they're going to gain 0 yards. Let's get playing it really safe here. Well, maybe not even really safe, but safe enough. 3rd and 4. Getting handle of Maddox, and there goes Calvin Ridley. It's really just been a 2-man show. Obviously, Mahomes and Kareem Hunt, but as far as the receivers go, it's been Mike Gesicki and Calvin Ridley. They're still going to have life. Just about the 2-minute warning. Let's see what they're going to do with this. Maybe even a run, perhaps. Burns really doing his job. Kind of sets him up. And we're going to miss. Another missed tackle. Stearns with the tackle, though. 45-yard line. 2 minutes remaining. Maybe even debate going for the field goal early enough if you get stalled, but got to be honest. Don't know if we're going to be stalling many teams here, as we are really choking this one away, but let's see what happens. Pretty good coverage over the middle. You can take that every day of the week. 6 yards for that kind of time. Now, this is what I worry about, is them hurrying up and not catching us off guard, as he's going to throw it while being hit, and that will seal it with an interception. Obviously, Stearns going to take it back like a smart man. No need to slide until you actually need to slide, no matter how good the situation looks. I've seen bad things happen. Of course, don't want to fumble, but at the same time, still got to just kind of play it out. Trust your players. Number 68 did a really good job to tackle us, man. Maybe you should join their team. Maybe play linebacker, I don't know, but did a damn good job on that one, I'll tell you what. Can hand this one off to Mr. Gibbs, who had a really nice little 9-yard run that helped set up actually nothing, to be honest. Gibbs, nice little push off, but gets tackled by the second man in there. Playing it safe, trying to waste their timeouts. Do we go for the game winner, if you will? Not really a game winner, but the dagger, sort of. I mean, probably not necessary, but why not? And is anyone going to, like, screw it? A little overthrown, and nice swap by number 6. Just chucking that one up there. Of course, they get to keep that timeout. We're going to go for a backspin punt. Oh, my lord. Yeah, let him fair catch this. Because if you don't, that ball's going to backspin all the way back to where he freaking punted the damn thing. All right, back to the cover 4 look. Just back everyone up. They get a miraculous chance at an onside kick. Fair enough, but anything but a free touchdown, right? Well, the middle cream onto is just... I mean, they're just eating up yards at this point. I mean, it's just been garbage time after garbage time at this point, but it is what it is, as long as it doesn't lead to a victory. Bull rush! He's in trouble! The whole squad takes him down. And that, oh my. Of course, trying to call a timeout to set our bearings and get all that straightened. They need a miracle. They absolutely need a miracle. They need some sort of shot play here. Catch it, timeout. If he even decides to throw it, of course, he just unleashes one. And the ball just gets swatted down. Without a catch and a timeout there, the game is over. So I kind of think maybe this should have just been a kneel down or a run. But I guess they're willing to risk our players. Gotta love that Washington team. Not caring about any players. And yeah, get down. Of course, they're going to call a timeout. I guess Mahomes wants another one, I suppose. 4th and 35 from their own 6. Maybe even a safety to finish the game. Gonna get locked up that time. And Mahomes is going to take the shot. Once again, absolutely nuts how far he gets that. And the ball goes right where I expected it again. And I'm nowhere to be found. Could have been 2 picks. Well, a chance at an interception 2 times at least. But yeah, definitely not super proud of the way we finished. More so won that game based on their mistakes rather than our wins. But we were very efficient when we needed to be. And, you know, we kind of just played really conservatively because we had that huge lead. Who knows what would have happened if we actually had to continue scoring? Because, you know, when they started scoring, we kept scoring. But then, you know, they started to slow down and we started to just play with the lead a little bit. Fortunately, will not get Woodley's breakout. I mean, he might have got like exactly half or very close to half. I think it was like 73, 74 yards or something like that. Unfortunately, had a really good start, and then just, you know, we were kind of forced to play it safer as they were kind of locking him up a little bit. It was more or less Ferguson who was winning most of his routes. Tutu Atwell really didn't play super well. Sky Moore had a couple of moments, but yeah, obviously Gamble, higher percentage guy with the completion percentage, the passer rating in general, only missing 4 out of 25 throws. That is the game you'd like to see. Once again, sort of game manager-like, but still, all that matters is he picks up a victory against a guy like Mahomes. Obviously, Kareem Hunt had a really good game, more consistent than Hawkins. You know, Hawkins had a really bad game outside of the huge run, which was a great run, but it's just one play, right? Mike Gesicki was crazy for them. Ridley, I thought he played better than that, but I guess not. Ferguson had a touchdown, 5 for 32, going up against Gilmore. Had himself some opportunities. Of course, Woodley, 75 yards on the nose. Tutu Atwell, 3 for 12. Sky Moore with a touchdown, 3 for 54. Cole Turner 2 for 22. A lot of guys got involved, which is nice to see. Burns with 2 sacks. Maddox with a sack. An interception for Caden Stearns, Tyson Anderson, and Steven Booker. And once again, just a very good team effort game, with Justin Tucker also hitting a 62-yard field goal. I mean, pretty much everyone got involved in this one, which is just great. Brian Burns, who surprisingly only has 93 finesse, going to go with another speed rusher. Maybe gets like a +2 or something. You never know. And he gets a +1 of finesse, +1 of excel, +1 of hit power, and 2 to tackle, which he actually has missed a lot of tackles, in fairness, who, even though he has 90 now, you know, costing us some pretty big plays, so we'll take it. And, of course, we have the breakout, which we just did not achieve. Obviously, Woodley only half of. No real argument there that he, quote-unquote, didn't deserve it. Still having a good year, but you know, as far as actually deserving the dev up, not so much. Obviously, Curtis Gamble's touchdown to pick ratio is looking a little bit better week to week. And then looking at Woodley, the leading receiver still, despite not getting that scenario and having like a so-so game compared to what we're used to. But regardless, another victory for the Nighthawks squad, which, depending on how the Cowboys play, may put us back on the top of the division despite losing to those Cowboys. And Philadelphia can't catch a break, who we're just about to play, ironically enough. Will they have a win by the time we play them? Will we be their first win? Who knows? One way to find out is watching next episode, which maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's the next day. Not 100% sure, but regardless, if you enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, appreciate you a ton. I really do. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, and then second channel PK Plays for non-Madden contents. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!